Ladies and gentlemen, please would you welcome Mr. James Whale.
James Whale, the voice of reason on the James Whale radio show.
There we are. Welcome to the program. Thank you very much indeed. Good to be back with you. The James Whale radio show broadcasting across the universe. And will we one day be landing on a comet or maybe even a meteor or something like that and doing the program from an orbiting space station? Who knows? But anyway, if we make a bit of more money on this program, Rob, I thought it would be good to get somebody who could actually do the introduction of the program rather than me sit there like a bit of a dork going, ladies and gentlemen, please will you welcome James Whale. I mean, what we could really do if we've got some extra dosh is we could employ a voiceover artist to do it, couldn't we?
We could. Who do you know anyone that could do it? Anyone good at voiceovers?
Yes, I do. I know some really great ones.
Right.
We'll get Steve Hartley to do it.
Steve Hart, okay.
Yeah, we had him. Didn't we have him on the show the other day? Well, no, I had him on somewhere, but we'll get him on to do it.
Okay.
Anyway, have you got the show organised?
Yeah, a bit chaotic this week.
Yeah, so I noticed. So these are some of the people who won't be appearing on the programme this week. We tried to get David Cameron, the Prime Minister, on. He, unfortunately, apparently is busy. The Queen, likewise, can't make the show either. We then thought we'd lower our sights a little, ask Ed Miliband if he wanted to be on the programme, or even Nick Clegg, who seems to be on the radio most of the time. But neither of them wanted to be on the show either. So then we decided to go for some of the big stars, and we asked a number of people at red carpet events in the capital here in the UK, and obviously in Los Angeles, in Hollywood as well. We flew down to Cannes to see if we could get some celebrities on the programme then. And so far, Rob, any luck?
No.
No, didn't think so, right? Now, some of the people would have agreed to appear on the programme in coming weeks are, first of all, Mr. Darren Lyons. Do you remember Darren? He used to be known as Mr. Paparazzi. He has the bright red mohawk hairdo. Well, he's an Australian. He went back to Australia, and he is now the mayor of Geelong, a city in Australia, and he's agreed to come on the programme. We thought it'd be worth getting him on because he's got over 1 million Twitter followers. So we thought that would be a good idea. So we've got him on. Who else is coming on the programme soon? Royce. Now, Royce is an interesting character. He's coming on the programme. He is the warm-up artist for Simon Cowell. And any programme, whether it happens to be Britain's Got Talent or The X Factor, any programme that Simon is doing, that Royce is the warm-up artist. He is his own person. He comes on and he warms the audience up. So that will be interesting. Holly Johnson. Now, how many of you remember Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Well, the lead singer of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Holly Johnson, he's agreed to come on the programme as well. There's a new album coming out by Carol Decker, of Tapao fame. Remember Carol? We spoke to her on the programme before about 6 months ago. She's got a new album out. She's coming on the programme. Those are some of the people who are coming on. We've got to call into some of the legendary conspiracy theorist broadcasters from the States. We hopefully will get some of those on. And then we could go back to another list of people who just can't make it. So just to keep you up to date with what Rob has and hasn't achieved on the show, yeah. So really, quite frankly, every time you ask somebody to come on the programme, they say no.
Well, they say maybe sometimes.
Yeah, it must be embarrassing. Must be very embarrassing. Anyway, not to worry, because you know it's all going well here. In fact, we're going to have a little preview of Holly Johnson's new single, aren't we?
We are, yes. Yeah, we have that.
Yeah, so that's coming up later on in the programme. Hopefully next week we might get Holly to come on, say a few words. But in the true rock and roll style, a couple of times he doesn't always get to where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there, if you know what I mean. But I am in great hope. I nearly got a sack once for playing Relax when it was banned on a radio station.
I want to ask him if he's ever done a more modern version of it.
relax, don't do it when you go to it. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, well, I'm hoping that he and I might be able to sing a duet of it on
Okay.
the programme.
Why not?
That'd be quite good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's welcome everybody properly. Well, nice to have you with us. If you're a new listener to the show and you found us because a friend told you about it, well, nice to have you. We have hundreds, thousands of listeners across the globe now. Very big for some reason. I don't understand this, but it's nice to have all our listeners in the Middle East, particularly in Saudi Arabia.
And United Arab Emirates, is it? Yeah.
Oh, well, how do you know that?
We have a graph every week from the website of who's been downloading and where from.
Oh, right. Okay. So we're big in the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, nice to see you all, though. If you've got shares in an oil field and you want to sort of send me a little gift, feel free. Feel free to do so. I tell you what, I love Lebanese food. Do you like Lebanese food? I love Lebanese food.
Can't say I've tried it.
Have you? Oh, well, yes, you're a bit dull as far as food is concerned. There are a couple of really great Lebanese restaurants, one of which is called Marouche. Anybody ever been to Marouche? No? Well, I'll tell you what, tell me your... there was a Marouche in, I think it's still there, in Edgware Road, and when Mrs. W and I used to live outside the capital and then come in on a Saturday, because I had a programme on a Sunday morning. We used to drive in about midnight on Saturday, go to Marouche, and they used to have, you know, the Lebanese music, Lebanese dancers, and Lebanese wine. Oh, terrific. Yeah, we should go. We should have a night out.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a Lebanese restaurant in London.
Why not? Sounds
Yeah,
good.
we could smoke the Hubbly Bubbly pipe.
Well, I'm not too keen on that.
Have you never tried it?
No.
Oh, okay. By the way, guys, if you want to get in touch with us, of course, jameswhaleradio@gmail.com is our email address, jameswhaleradio@gmail.com. If you haven't seen the website, jameswhaleradio.co.uk, please visit that, and available there are a year's worth of programs. In fact, you could listen to us for, you could listen 2 days non-stop easily, couldn't you?
This is episode 60.
Oh, is it? Oh, 3 days then. You know, you could listen for 3 days non-stop, nothing else, just me spouting out about nothing in particular. Oh, Christmas is coming as well.
How many weeks now?
I don't know. I don't do Christmas. I do not send Christmas cards.
Oh, I'm not getting one then.
No, you won't be. And listen, Mrs. W and I tell the kids we love them and then bugger off.
Right, okay.
And then come back on about the 3rd, 4th of January.
You just lock the door.
Maybe.
Okay.
We just don't answer it, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know. So celebrate the end of the year, beginning of a new year. I'm not, as you know, I don't go in for all the religious stuff, so I don't do any of that. But many years ago, I mean, it's all right. If you've got young children, you have to do it differently.
Mm.
You know, one of my shows for the BBC, I was told, you can't say Father Christmas doesn't exist.
Yeah, of course you can't, because it's not true.
Well, don't be... Well, all I said was, anyway, I just said I told my children Father Christmas wasn't real.
Why would you
And
do
they
such
said,
a thing?
well, they said that's child abuse. Don't be ridiculous.
It is child abuse. You can't lie to your kids.
You do not tell your child... How old is your daughter?
6, almost 7.
Oh, well, she doesn't think Father Christmas is real, does she?
Yes, we're going to see Father Christmas.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You can't tell children fictitious people who live in the sky are real.
He doesn't live in the sky. He lives in the broom cupboard in our local toy shop. Thank you very much.
You cannot go around telling people that they get presents from strange men with raggy beards. It's not right.
You're ruining Christmas for everyone.
Look, I'm not ruining Christmas. You can have as much fun as you like, but don't perpetuate this idea that there's some old geezer who squeezes his rather obese frame down your chimney, falls in the fire, and what do you do if you haven't got a chimney? I have no idea. Then he has pieces of cake and a glass of milk or whiskey or whatever you leave him, leaves you a few duff old presents and goes up the chimney again.
If you haven't got a chimney, he'll just use the door.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets round to every person in the country.
Yeah, well, he has got a really fast sleigh.
You can't tell your kids that. Yeah, I never, ever believed from the word go that Father Christmas was real. I mean, I just thought it was a joke to get presents.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even 1 year?
No.
Did Father Christmas actually deliver you any presents? Is that why you're so grumpy about it?
No. My mummy and my daddy bought me what I got for Christmas. I never thought that comes from someone else. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, ridiculous.
Still do.
Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, what I was going to say was I would like, on this programme, I would like to have a sort of trail for the show that was like the Little Christmas advert or the Lewis's advert.
Oh, yeah.
Could we do that? Could we do a radio version of that?
We just have to find a really sort of weird song. It's all about the song.
Yeah. It's all about sort of emotional blackmail, really, isn't it?
Yeah. If you don't shop with us, the penguin dies. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Or if you're not very careful, we'll start sending real Father Christmases round. You imagine, really, rather worrying look, fat old blokes with white beards keep knocking on your door.
Hey, speaking of adverts,
Yeah.
have you seen that new e-cigarette advert?
Yeah, well, the one that's really rather like a soft porn film.
Yes.
Yes, that's appalling as well. How do they get away with that?
I don't know. There's two versions of it.
I can't believe it. Listen, actually, what I would say, we'll take a break. If you want to give present, forget Christmas cards, right? Forget those. Go to the website, jameswellradio.co.uk, and go to the shop within the website. Order yourself, fabulous value, a signed copy of my autobiography in paperback that you could then send as a Christmas card, which would double as a present.
And I've got an idea.
What?
You know, like people like to recycle gifts.
Yeah.
The following year, they could tear the pages out and use it as wrapping paper.
Flipping good idea. Really good idea. No, I'm serious. Go to the website, jameswellradio.co.uk/shop. Have a little look around our shop. And there you are. Christmas is sorted. It still doesn't mean that Father Christmas actually does exist.
He does.
Oh, stop it. You can't say that to children.
I'll take you to see him.
No, you won't. Father Christmas doesn't exist. You know, we all know that. And you've got to be very careful. You can't have funny old men sitting in department stores now, bouncing children on their knees and saying, "What do you want from Santa?" Can you?
They don't do that anymore.
Don't they?
No, you're not allowed to go near his knee.
You are listening to James and Rob on the James Well Radio Show.
Anyway, listen, as we haven't got a guest for the programme, I'll tell you what we'll do. I've been following some strange people on Twitter. Now, they often say you shouldn't do that. Some people called the skinny jeans gardeners.
Do the what?
The skinny jeans gardeners. Now, I've given you a number. Give them a ring now. Let's see if we can get hold of them. Hold on.
Okay, right, here we go.
Give them a call.
House, Georgina speaking.
Oh, hello. Is that the residence of the skinny jeans gardeners?
Did you want to speak to Dale?
Well, I don't know. Have I got the wrong number? I follow these people on Twitter. Is that right? The skinny jeans gardeners?
Well, the skinny jeans gardener is actually in our building at the moment, coincidentally, because he doesn't work here.
He doesn't work there.
Oh.
No.
Oh, he's given me he's not. Is he there at the moment?
Oh, is that James Whale?
Yeah, this is he. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, I will put you in touch with Dale.
Are you Vivian?
No, I'm Georgina. I'm just a volunteer here. Would you like to speak to Vivian?
Well, who is the skinny jeans gardener then?
That's Dale,
Well, I better talk to him first. hadn't
Okay, I will pass you over to Dale. Just a moment.
Just before you do, Georgina, listen. Is he safe to talk to?
Hi there. Hello,
Oh,
James.
right, you've done it. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Is that the Skinny Jeans gardener?
Hello, that's me.
Oh, hi, James Whale here. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Whale. How are you?
Are you the chap that's been harassing me on Twitter?
That sounds a little bit strong.
Well, let's sort this out, dear boy. Are you a gardener?
Yes, I am.
A proper get your hands and feet dirty, get in the mud, plant stuff, dig it up gardener?
Yeah, grubby fingers and all that.
Oh, and are you the same one that sometimes appears on TV?
That's it, on Blue Peter.
My God! So you're and you wear skinny jeans when you're gardening?
Yeah, all the time. You sound a bit surprised.
No. Listen. I squeeze my my large frame into skinny jeans the whole time. Do you make sure yours have got lycra in?
They're slightly stretchy.
Because that's the only way to do gardening, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so you're based in Essex, aren't you?
Yeah.
You don't garden for Towie, do you?
No, not at all.
Well, I think you need to get down there because some of their gardens are in a completely awful state.
Yeah.
So what made you become a gardener then?
Started gardening just over a year ago.
Yeah.
And we got a council allotment. And whilst we were at the council allotment, we didn't have much of an idea what we were doing. So we used social media as a tool to find the answers. And then a guy called Jimmy from Jimmy's Farm in Suffolk.
Oh, not Jimmy, the mate of the chef.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, that one.
He got in contact and asked us if we would like to take over some of his land and start growing our own fruit, veg and flowers.
Has he got quite a big farm?
Has he? Massive. It's got...
Is it?
Butterflies, some sort of ostrich-type creatures.
Rheas.
Rheas, that's the one.
Yeah.
Have you got some rheas?
No, I haven't got any rheas, but I figure that they're the sort of ostrich-type things. Anyway, never mind. Look, so Jimmy's farm, that's where you are now?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you're growing food and are you selling it?
Yeah, well, actually, so we have our flagship gardens at Jimmy's farm, but we're also starting to do gardens in unusual places. So most recently on Beak Street in London, there was a shop there which asked for us to do a garden up a wall, so we've done a vertical garden. And then we're working in Colchester on a new restaurant and bar called Three Wise Monkeys, doing some installations, green fingers installations.
Oh, I was in Colchester the other day at the barracks. Very nice. I might put a word in for you to go in and do a bit of gardening for the soldiers.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah. You never know, you could become a paratrooper.
I don't know about that.
What? Have you met the naked chef?
Yeah, we did actually. We were filming down the bottom of Southend Pier when they do their Friday night feast programme for Channel 4.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
He's a lovely man, very creative.
Has he asked you to do his garden? I think he's got a big one. Garden.
Nah, he's got a garden already.
Oh, well, never mind. At least you got in with Jimmy, because if you're in with Jimmy, you're going to be okay for pork, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to come along and see that. Maybe we can arrange that. I'd like to come and see your bits and pieces. How many skinny jeans gardeners are there?
There's two of us. My brother Lee and me, Dale.
Lee and Dale.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cheese, doesn't it? Lee Dale cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now you want me to give you a bit of publicity for something else you're doing for charity.
Yeah. So we're some of our friends from a charity called Beacon House on East Hill in Colchester are running a pop-up restaurant at the waiting room, and that's just near the First Sight Gallery, the big gold building in Colchester.
Right.
And it's on Friday the 4th of December between 6 and 10 p.m. And the great thing is that Beacon House is a charity which helps local people who find themselves in homelessness. So the pop-up restaurant is going to harness some of their creativity that they have and some of their skills to create a menu, cook the menu and serve the menu to guests on the evening. And we've got a fantastic head chef called Simon Collins who's going to be leading the team. So yeah, it's really, really exciting project.
Well done, guys. Well, are you going to grow? Have you grown them any veggies they can cook?
Yeah, so we've got quite a harvest, and there's also something called gleaning. Have you heard of gleaning before?
Is it? Can we talk about that on the radio? Is that a bit rude? I'm not sure.
Oh no, gleaning's clean.
Oh, good, fine. Yeah, that's all right.
It's all about dodgy-looking veg being used, and some of the supermarkets don't want it. So we're going to hopefully be able to use that type of produce as well with the menu. So yeah, we're just helping our friends out. It's just one big community.
Well done, well done. Listen, so Jamie Oliver's not going to be down there, but you could pretend he was to get a few more people around, couldn't you?
We've got Simon Collins, the head chef. He's just as good as Jamie Oliver.
And probably he doesn't. He probably doesn't want so much in his dressing room either.
Exactly. Yeah, his rider isn't as big as Jamie's would be.
So listen. Basically, Dale, you guys are rock and roll gardeners, aren't you?
We are, but we like to. We don't copy what Alan Titchmarsh or any of the other gardeners do. We like to take our own. We like to be inspired. We're inspired by them, and they're fantastic gardeners. But we like to see it through a new lens, and that's what the Skinny Jean Gardeners is all about. So yeah.
Well, thank God for that. Well, listen, Mrs. W has a. I don't know what's wrong with my brain at the moment. Age, I think. I was going to say Mrs. W has a laundrette, but actually that's not what I meant at all. Mrs. W has got... what is wrong with me? Has got an allotment.
Okay.
Why that came out in my mind as laundrette, I have no idea. Yeah,
and
so my wife has an allotment. Well, I was thinking if you guys have got a bit of time here and there, you could come down to the allotment and give her a hand, because she wanted me to go and dig up her potatoes, but I don't want to mess up my nails. That's the thing.
I'm sure they're wonderful, James.
Well, let's hope so. Anyway, listen, guys, we can all follow you on Twitter, those people listening now around the world. And if you're getting bored with the usual old gardeners, why not try something different and have gardeners in skinny jeans? I've just thought we could have gardeners in thongs, couldn't we, in the summer?
That might be a bit of a health hazard in the garden, James.
Yeah.
All those weeds.
Hobnail boots and thongs.
Yeah. We'll leave that to you, James.
Yeah, thanks for that. So Skinny Jeans Gardeners, you can follow on Twitter. You've got a website as well.
Yeah, you can visit www.skinnyjeangardeners.co.uk and you'll be able to find out more information about the Beacon House Supper Club on the 4th of December in Colchester.
Great, guys. Thank you very much indeed. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, there we are. Thank you very much indeed. Skinny jeans. You know, I love my skinny jeans. I've only just got into wearing them. In my day, Rob, skinny jeans were called drain pipes.
Yeah, I remember drain pipes.
And they didn't give, skinny jeans now give a little bit because they have, most of them, good ones, have Lycra in.
That's cheating.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No. Because you can get them tighter. And as you know, I like tight stuff around my legs.
Yes, okay.
Particularly when I'm wearing my thigh-length boots.
I wondered how long it would take before you got your thigh-length boots in.
Well, when I'm dressed up in medieval gear, as I have a penchant for.
You're into role play then?
Roll? I don't mind rolling around anywhere. You know me.
It's the skinny thong that I'm a bit worried about.
Yeah, maybe you should edit that out of the programme. Maybe I didn't mean to say that. maybe, maybe. But an idea of gardening in a thong and hobnail boots, yeah, quite interesting.
You've got to watch out for your shallots, though, haven't you?
Yeah, and your marrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to be very careful. They sounded quite fun, didn't they?
Yeah, I wanted to go down and have a look, see what they're doing. It sounds good.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we put a link over to their website, and if you want to see what they look like, of course, on the website, on our Facebook page as well, you will be able to see just that. Now, I'll tell you what. Actually, before we do anything else, I haven't spoken about anything in particular, really, have I?
Well,
so I think I will. I think I'm going to talk about immigration because it's been on the front pages of many of the papers over the past week or so. Immigration seems to really got people fired up, and so we said on Facebook, does it affect you? And if so, how? Because everybody said, oh yeah, too many immigrants coming to this country, taking jobs, taking houses, getting benefits. But the reality is, whenever they carry out a survey on this and they look into it, the reality is that actually immigration comes out on top of being good for the country, that immigrants tend to bring into the country more than they take out. And it was interesting to read some of your thoughts. Maybe I could share some of them with you now, Rob, if that's okay. Would you mind?
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Rob, very much. Colin says, hello, Colin. It probably doesn't affect any of us as much as we think it does. That's what he thinks. Dave says, of course it affects us, James. Our government sells off everything we own to foreign investors. Production, jobs go overseas. They then open up the borders so anyone can come here and take the few remaining jobs we have left. Well, Dave, I don't know where you live or what you do, Dave, but how come a few days ago the front page of the Daily Mail said there were 300 jobs for people to make sandwiches for M&S and Tesco and other supermarkets. And they had to go to Hungary, no jokes about Hungary and sandwiches. They had to go to Hungary to recruit people to work in this sandwich factory because people in Britain didn't want to do it. So don't give me that, Dave, please. Diane says, as a small island, we have enough people now. Yeah, but we don't, Diane, why do you think we have enough people? Why do people say we're full up when we've got masses of space? We just don't use it. Do you know how much of this country is built on? Rob?
Not a lot. It's a lot of it's green.
1% of this country is built on. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so Diane goes on, says, the government never fathomed that millions would migrate as they have. Nothing wrong in wanting to work and live in peace with us English, but enough is enough. Well, if we, maybe we encourage people to stop going around killing each other in the name of religion or whatever it is they seem to feel so upset about. Judith says, less pay, no decent jobs. Let's face it, the government have advertised 30,000 jobs overseas, leased our failing NHS system out. That was originally for British taxpayers and not for people to bring great-grandpa over for free treatment and medicines because it's too expensive in their own country. No houses for our homeless, and let's not forget that we appear to have the rejects other countries don't want, i.e. murderers and thieves. And as a country, it appears we get other countries' riffraff to come over here and murder our riffraff? It's a disgrace, says Judith. You see, I would ask you, Judith, not to say, well, look, I've read it in the paper, but to get me any proof on that. And I think you would find it very, very hard to do it. Now, obviously, there are people who come to this country, and there are people from this country who go to other countries who are, well, shall we say, less desirable. Yes, let's say less desirable. Do you know the people who apparently abuse the free healthcare in this country more than anywhere else? Do you know, Rob?
Tell me.
Apparently Americans come over here.
Americans?
And, Americans come over here and then get, I've heard, it could be a rumour, but then so is most of this, but Americans come over here, get a bit ill, and know they're not very well, come over here, and then, of course, they can go and partake in our free health service. What we should do is not blame people from other countries, which is what things are doing. Blame the government. If somebody from another country comes first of all, would we want to be a country like America, where before you get any treatment, they ask if you've got a credit card and you can pay for it. And apparently if you can't, then they will just leave you on the street. Is that the sort of country we want to live in? That's the first question I think we should ask ourselves. And secondly, I think we need some proper facts and figures about immigration. I really do. I think there are an enormous amount of businesses in this country that would fold if it wasn't for immigrants. I really do. I really do. Because another question that I was interested in, which hit the headlines the other day, was, are the British a bunch of lazy so-and-sos? Right? Now, interestingly enough, I put that out on Facebook, and I'll tell you the answer to that and what you think of that in a little while. But let's just go back to this about immigration. Mark Gibbs says, it affects us all, James. House prices, NHS, jobs, benefits, and certain cultures that won't accept our culture. So causing a strain on the Secret Service, police, etc. We see, I don't know that that's particularly right. I mean, what is culture? And don't start telling me, well, you know, eating roast beef and Yorkshire pudding. But what is British culture? If you're talking about religion, then perhaps what I would suggest is that this country does what France has done and separates state from religion. I mean, because, you know, we're not a religious country, are we? That's a good question. We'll put that out. Do you think we are a religious country? Here we come up to Christmas. How many of you actually still think of Christmas as a Christian ceremony? You know, think of it as the birth of Christ and all, you know, all of the stuff that goes around Christmas. You say, I don't have any of that sort of belief myself. But do you? I mean, do you? Is it a very sort of? I don't think it is for many people. Is it a sort of fairly serious time of year where you think very deeply about your deity? I'm interested to know. You know, we talk a lot of rubbish, don't we? A lot of the time. Me, most of all, I know. This is Julie, says, James, husband works in construction. He used to earn a fair wage. Then the Labour government flooded our shores with cheap labour. Suddenly, hubby's struggling to get anything above the minimum wage. Not funny 2 months after getting our mortgage. I agree. And I mean, I think that's the same for most of us, to be honest. I'm not sure how many of us could say we're earning as much now as we were 5-10 years ago. I certainly couldn't. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. I think the wages that they used to be, and I don't think it's got anything to do with immigrants. I really don't. I think there is a problem, by the way, in British industry, and we talked about this before, where you have very successful companies, a lot of our supermarkets, retailers, and manufacturers, a lot of very successful companies, banking, who report wonderful profits year on year, and pay their management staff huge salaries and bonuses. But then you find that the people doing the work, actually doing the work of that company, they're paid a pittance. Most of them on such low wages that they're having to apply for benefits to boost their wages, particularly in the retail sector. So a retail organization says, oh, we're doing this. We've turned over, I don't know, so many hundreds of millions of pounds profits. And then you find that the majority of their staff are on minimum wage. I don't think that's right. I certainly don't think that's right. And I don't think that's got anything to do with immigrants coming here. I do think we should organise a green card system, though. I don't think you should, obviously, being a member of the EU is different. But I don't think if you're not part of the European community, you shouldn't be able to come to a country unless you can prove that you can get a job, support yourself, and contribute to the country. That surely is easy enough to do. The other problem is that, you know, there's so much trouble in the world. Lots of people are seeking asylum. TC Trev says it affects us all, as we daren't go out at night where immigrants are. Well, I don't know where you are, TC Trev, but I've lived where there are many immigrants, and I don't worry too much about going out at night. They're racist and violent, bringing their cultures in. You see, this is just rubbish, Trev. You're talking rubbish. Ricardo says, there's nobody. Everybody thinks this. Marie says, I can honestly say it does not affect me at all. And I think many people are getting their information from the Daily Mail. Well, yes, you have to read the Daily Mail as a sort of entertainment magazine more than anything else. Marie, I think you're probably right. Susan Jane says, James, it does affect us. And I'm not racist. I didn't say you were racist. Nobody's accusing anyone of being racist. I'm just asking, immigration, does it really affect us as much as people say? And apparently it does. I'm not racist before anybody asks. It bothers me because we have not got the schools, hospital, doctors, dentists to accommodate them. Most young Eastern European young girls you see here are either pregnant or have a couple of young children. Really? They use our NHS. I seriously think before letting anybody into this country, they should have funds for private tutoring and private health insurance for a period of time. Okay, I think we probably are stretched as far as the NHS is concerned because it's been organised appallingly for years and no politician has got the guts to actually say, hang on, our NHS is failing. It's not the best in the world. We have the best doctors and nurses, bar none, I'm absolutely sure. But I think the infrastructure of the NHS doesn't work as well as some other European countries for all kinds of reasons. And if you want to argue about it, you know the address, jameswhaleradio@gmail.com. And let me know your thoughts there. I'd be interested to know. And I think generally we're short of schools and we're short of hospitals and we're short of infrastructure in this country for the people who live here. Nothing to do with immigrants. I think a lot of our NHS would close down if it wasn't for people, particularly doctors and nurses, coming in from other parts of the world. Anyway, something for you all to think about. jameswhaleradio@gmail.com. Please tell your friends to listen and get involved. Tell me I'm talking rubbish, but tell me what you think the solution is and give me the proof. Give me the proof. In the meantime, listen, in the next couple of weeks, we hope to have Holly Johnson on as a guest on the programme. He's got a new album out and he's got a fabulous track. This is In and Out of Love. It's what he calls the Ash House Radio Mix.
Who are you deceiving yourself or someone falling in and out of love? What are you thinking of? In and out of love, your heart has had enough. Stop your breathing in and out of love. What are you thinking of? In and out of love, your heart has had enough. And throughout all eternity, I forgive you, you forgive me. Let it flow from your soul. Let it go. Let it go.
Ah, that's Ollie Johnson and his new single track that's coming from a new album that he's got out at the moment, which I think was very good. Do you like that, Rob?
I think it's great. I like his stuff.
Yeah, I do. In and Out of Love, and that was who is Ash Howes?
I'll do a bit of research for next week.
Yeah.
He's on.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, have we talked today about my? I've been test driving the Ford Cougar, and on this car, it's got so many bits on this car. I've just found out another thing it does.
Go backwards.
If you get too close to the car in front, a great big graphic comes up on the dashboard of a car being crumpled into another one and a warning sound.
Wow.
Which slightly disconcerting as well.
Dear me.
But you want to go and try it out. The new Ford Cougar all-wheel drive at a Ford garage near you now. Just go and check it out. Have a little look. Have a test drive. And in fact, you want to see it? You can see some pictures, of course, on the front page of our website, jameswellradio.co.uk. And I think if you follow me on Twitter, at the Jameswell, I tweet out pictures. Tweeted out one at the weekend, didn't I?
Yeah, you having a cup of tea.
I was having a cup of tea sitting in the back of it. Very nice as well. Now, listen, going on from, I see that's upset loads of people about immigration, so get it off your chest. You can always Facebook us, can't they?
They certainly can. Facebook.com/James Whale Radio.
Thank you very much. Are the British a bunch of lazy gets?
You didn't put that on Facebook.
What did I put on Facebook?
You put people.
What did I just say?
Gits.
Gets.
Gets.
I thought you... Yeah, that's what they say in Liverpool, isn't it? You filthy git.
That sounded Scottish.
Did it? Oh, right. Okay. Well, I do Scottish as well, obviously. Neil Broughton said, in general, yes, the British are lazy. Well, if we didn't have any immigrants coming to this country, what would we do? Wes Bradley says, no, that's how the privileged promote the general public to stay privileged. I don't understand that, Wes. How is that? How is that the way the privileged promote so that they can stay privileged?
I'm going to have to think about that one.
Yeah, I mean, why is it that when you advertise a job, unless it's a particular job that comes, with a particularly good salary to start off with, and people don't want to be in the service industry anywhere in this country? Why is it you can't find staff? I mean, I'm sure Starbucks and all the other coffee chains around keep on saying that they try to recruit British, but you can be from any country and still be British, can't you? You can accept British nationality. But why do they find it difficult to get Brits to work in service jobs? And yeah, okay, you start off in those jobs, it is a very low wage. And if those companies, going back to what I was saying before, are making good money, then they should be paying the staff more. I'm not sure you get people to do those sort of jobs anyway. Mark Langton says, as in all nationalities, there are lazy people. I now live in Spain and meet many lazy Spanish as well as lazy English. The government in the UK are too soft on lazy people, whereas in Spain they are very strict, which is how it should be in Britain. Interesting point, Mark. Yeah, okay. Mark says, Mark Phillips says, can't be bothered to comment. That'll be right. Steve Palmer says, if the British think their own kind are lazy, why don't they leave this country? If the British think their own kind are lazy, why don't they leave this country? I say. Darren Smith says, sadly, the hand it to them on a plate generation makes it appear that way. Phil Barron says, collectively, the British are not lazy, but there will always be individuals who play the system or are stuck in a poverty gap. That's a good point. Ray says, some are. I have had 2 heart attacks, a triple heart bypass, a stroke. I'm diabetic. I've had gangrene in my stomach, kidney stones twice, and gastric blockage twice. And I'm still working 39 plus hours a week, and I'm nearly 60. Well, there we are, Ray. Well done, mate. Jeff Mason says, up until the early 80s, Britain were known for being grafters. Then Thatcher came along and put over 3 million people on the dole due to her closing down some of the biggest industries we had. Now we have the knock-on effect with the next generation. Maybe a bit of truth in there, but that sort of industry, coal mining and the like, was. I mean, have you ever go down a coal mine? I went down a couple of coal mines to do stories on, and you just wouldn't want to work down there. I know some people were addicted to working down there, and I know the miners got really good money, but it was not the sort of place you wanted to spend much time, honestly. But I do think we have to address this problem of a successful business is still not paying their staff accordingly. Nigel says, no way companies want to employ cheap labour and claim British people are lazy. Remember Jamie Oliver and his employment principles? I rest my case. What have we got here? Philip says, no, but we are a bunch of softies when it comes to the rest of the world who seem to walk over us, in my opinion. So some varied views on there. I don't think the British are lazy. I think some people are lazy. Some people actually think because I'm British, I'm superior to other people and I shouldn't have to do anything too menial. I think there are a number of people who feel that way. But it's not the majority by any means. And I think some people, I know people who don't even concern themselves with this sort of discussion. They get up, they go to work, they don't get ill, and even if they do get ill, they still go to work, and they work every day without any kind of argument or gripe, and they do their job, they get their money, and they carry on with their life. And I would think those are in the majority. But now we have such a broad-based media, we can all have a good moan and a good gripe about anything, can't we?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You see, I mean, Rob is one of the privileged lot. I mean, this is Rob's hobby.
Yes, I don't do this for money, obviously.
No. Rob doesn't actually. Rob is of independent means, to be honest with you.
Yes, they are separate from me.
Yeah. So he has a very wealthy wife who just allows him to do what he wants. It's a bit unfair, really, isn't it? To be honest, with the rest of us, we have to work.
Oh dear.
Oh, no clever comeback on that. Oh, I must have hit a nerve with that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Do you want to drive my Cougar? Is that what you want?
Can I have a go in your Cougar?
Yeah. Why don't you slip into my Cougar?
It does look nice.
Yeah, it is. Apart from having a strange colour, it is.
I quite like the colour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've got it for a few more weeks, so you can you can have a go. We'll do a little test drive, do a little video, and we'll put it up online in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Right now, what would you like to talk to the whale about this week then?
My toilet seat.
Go on.
I broke it.
Yeah. How?
I sat on it.
Well, you've got such a big fat. Yes.
And it went. That was all right. It was the getting off it that was the painful bit. Oh, it didn't have a pinch.
Have you tried to put a new one on yet?
I've tried to match the colour because it's one really old bathroom suite, so I've had to sort of try and find the colour. So I've ordered loads of toilet seats from loads of different companies.
Why?
So I get the right colour.
Well, we had to replace a few toilet seats just because they were old, and we you get them with the fixings and you screw them on.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible, and to get one of the old ones off, I had to get somebody in with electric hacksaw to cut through the bolts that I just could not get undone.
They use plastic bolts these days, so you shouldn't have that problem again.
Really? Yeah, but you find that they don't stay in place.
Yeah, there's a bit of slippage.
Yeah, somebody wants to sort out those problems with toilet seats. That's a really good point. That is a really good point. I didn't know anybody else had the same problems as me. Yeah.
That's the second one I've broken.
Yeah, well, we had to replace 3 toilet seats in the house over the last year or so, and getting the ones to fit properly is just impossible. Can somebody make a decent replacement toilet seat? What about Tech Talk this week, by the way?
We haven't got time this week. That's handy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, can you do it next week?
Yeah, I've got something for next week. I've got something for this week, but I'll save it for next week.
Okay, a few more things that people want to talk about. Do you want to read them out and I'll do my best to answer them?
Phil, Wardy Ward, wants to know, has Christmas lost its sparkle? Well, there's no point asking you, really, is there?
No, well, it hasn't lost its sparkle. It's what you want it to be. It's just that people tend to conform and want it to be the same as everybody else's. I think it's a bit boring because Christmas starts usually in August or September now.
It does in the shops, yeah.
Yeah. So, by the time Christmas comes, I've had enough. Let's, for goodness sake, get the turkey out and get on to the new year.
Okay. Ian Walsh, the best way to break into gated communities.
Don't do it. Why would you ask such a stupid question? Could you pass Ian's details on to the police?
Yeah.
No, do it. Okay, next one.
Right. Barry Ryan wants to know vile dapper laughs. What's that about?
No idea. I don't even know why you bother to ask me a question of somebody who's so inane and stupid. They ask a question that nobody understands. Next one.
Chris Saint, 0-hour contracts and the 5 million on poverty wage.
Well, we've talked about my thoughts on people who don't get paid enough. 0-hour contracts, though, different thing. Some people, it actually is what they want. But I think, before you take a job, if it's a 0 hours contract that they're offering you, and it's a freelance contract, and they're only going to guarantee you a number of hours, or they're not going to guarantee you any work, well, if you want to work for them occasionally, fine, as long as they don't insist that they're not offering you any work, but you can't go and work anywhere else. I'd steer well clear of organisations like that. Next.
Doc Ricardo. He thinks we should use lie detector tests on all prisoners to see if they're really guilty.
Well, I think if lie detectors definitely worked, they probably would. But I think there's still I'm not sure that you can rely totally on a lie detector. Thank you, Doc. Yes, on we go.
Ian's come back to us, the guy who asked us about gated communities.
Yeah. He won't be back for long. He's going to be locked up.
He wants to know if Armistice Day would be as popular if it wasn't on TV.
Would life be as popular if it wasn't on TV? That's the question you need to ask. Okay. Next, by the way, Ian, enjoy your time until you get arrested. Okay.
Eric Whistler, why can't expat Brits get married in England?
No idea.
Short and sweet.
I didn't even know you couldn't. Go on.
Martin Cross, are we taking life too seriously?
Are we taking life too seriously? Well, I'm not, but some people definitely are. I was reading a story in one of the papers in the week about parents at a school. I think it was in Birmingham. The school is doing its best to explain to children about different sexualities, about being gay and various other things. And these people, because of religious grounds, had to be. They went down to the school and started getting very upset with the teachers, and the police had to be called. Lighten up. We need our children to know about all forms of existence, and if you are gay, you're born that way, and perhaps a little understanding would not go amiss. And maybe from people who purport to be religious, maybe you are the sort of people who should be trying to have a little more understanding. Mind you, I don't know whether this is going to go down terribly well with all my new fans in the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia or not. Hey, we better be very careful.
Very careful.
Yeah, because they know where you live.
Yeah, next door to you. Just go next door.
Anyway, thank you very much indeed for listening. That's almost it this week. Keep your questions coming in. But don't ask stupid questions like Ian Walsh, because he will have to be dealt with. I'm afraid you can't have people asking questions like that. And we will hopefully have some answers, some serious, maybe some not so serious. And visit the shop, jameswellradio.co.uk/shop. In the meantime, have a great week. Talk soon. Rob?
Yes?
Get my coat.
James Well, the voice of reason on the James Well Radio Show.
You're listening to the James Well Radio Show. For more information, visit www.jameswellradio.co.uk. Why not check us out on Facebook.com/James Well Radio Show, or follow James on Twitter @the James Whale. James Whale, the voice of reason.